to the Proactive Caring program. Got stress? We can help. My name is Dr. Mindy Sheary, and I'm so glad you could join me today. Is this what your life feels like? A bunch of sticky notes on a board, and you're constantly feeling like more and more sticky notes are getting added to that board? More responsibilities, more obligations, more things for which you have no control. You have stress, and we can help. In this module, you'll begin to think about your parent caregiving role in a new light. You will identify your stressors, the underlying causes of those stressors, and the reactions of your mind, body, and behavior. You'll also identify some initial strategies to help you with stress reduction. My name is Dr. Mindy Sheary. I am not an expert in mindfulness, but I am no stranger to stress. The best I can hope for is to continue on this journey, keep getting more mindful, and keep feeling better. I think if you found someone who would be considered to be a mindfulness expert, he or she would say the same thing. I've been an educator for over 14 years working with families of kids with special needs, and it's been a privilege. I've also had the opportunity to make change in the education system by training future special education teachers. I want you to stop and think how you would introduce yourself to me, to a group if you were seeing this workshop in a group setting. How would you introduce yourself? Hi, my name is, and what? Take a few moments and think about it. Pause the video if you'd like. Would you introduce yourself as just a caregiver or a parent? You are so much more than that. Would you phrase it as, I have the privilege, the opportunity, the reward of caregiving, of being a parent? If not, that's okay, but hopefully we'll get there. I also want you to think about what brought you to the program. What do you hope to achieve? What are the types of support that you would like as a caregiver? Depending on who and what you are, you will have a different perspective on life. Accountants have different perspectives than truck drivers. Firefighters have different perspectives than teachers. Parents and caregivers also have a unique perspective. Think about that statement. What does it mean to you? Why does it have meaning to you? How does the parent-caregiver perspective affect how you think about family or education or medical care? How does it change your thoughts about your child's future or your own life? Now let's talk a little about the S word, stress. What is it? How is it experienced? Does it feel like a dark cloud to you? Stress can have some nasty negative effects on a person. It can affect your body, your mood, and your behavior. You might have headaches and stomach aches. You might feel fatigued and have trouble sleeping. You might feel anxious or irritable or angry or even depressed. Your behaviors may change. You may overeat or undereat. You may misuse alcohol, drugs, tobacco. You may get less exercise and just not take care of yourself. Think about how stress is affecting you in your body, mind, and behaviors. Let's take a moment to identify what stress looks like for you. Think about it like this. When this stressor happens, then this reaction happens. For example, when my child has a behavior in public, I feel sick to my stomach. If you're following along in the manual, pause the video and jot down some ideas. Then take a look at some possible underlying causes for those stressors. Do your stressors have to do with a lack of control, a lack of time, or a lack of knowledge? Do they have to deal with administrative or other concerns? What about interpersonal relationships, student academics or behaviors, or family? Take a few moments and try to identify the underlying causes of those stressors that are causing those changes in your mind, body, and behaviors. Now that we've identified some stressors, the underlying causes, and some of the effects on your mind, body, and behavior, it's time to talk about how to reduce stress. Chances are pretty good that you've had strategies that have worked for you in the past. Strategies that maybe you don't do anymore. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe they're not effective. Maybe you do them a little, but you could do them more. Maybe you've heard friends and family talk about strategies, and you thought to yourself, I should try that, but you never got around to it. If you're following along in the manual, pause the video and write down some strategies you are using now, you've used in the past, or you'd like to try. One way to reduce stress is to think about what is and is not in your control, and whether you can let something go. Think about it this way. Have you ever had a TV remote controller and you're pressing the button but nothing's happening? Whatever's on the television stays on the television whether you want it to or not, and you have to adapt. It's kind of like that. Think about the things you say, I should be doing. What are your shoulds? Do you really have control over them? If you're following along in the manual, pause the video and jot down some of your shoulds, and then take a few moments to think about whether they really are in your control or not. Remember that feeling responsible but not having control is a key predictor of depression. Now let's turn to how mindfulness can help reduce stress. I want you to try two things today. The first is called a half smile. Take the corners of your mouth and just turn them up slightly. Not a big toothy grin, just a half smile. Notice if you feel better already. Try to maintain that throughout the day or revisit it sometime during the day. And try especially to do it first thing tomorrow morning when you wake up. Wake up and give yourself a half smile and see if the day doesn't start on a better note. The second thing I'd like you to try is a 3-minute pause in your busy, hectic life. I want you to be quiet for 3 minutes. I want you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable and let your thoughts pass through like clouds. You don't address them, you don't focus on them, you just let them pass through. You can wave to your inner roommate and just feel good. The next slide will be a nice image with some music, and it will be 3 minutes. So relax, close your eyes, and just pause. quietly come back to present. How do you feel? Try these pauses throughout the day, especially if you feel yourself getting stressed. If you don't have 3 minutes, make it 2 minutes, or 1 minute, or 30 seconds. The important part is to pause. Also remember your half smile. Revisit it throughout the day. Start with it in the morning. If you're using the manual, there are a series of mindful thoughts that can help guide your thinking. We look forward to seeing you in the next module. Thank you so much for participating, and best wishes as you begin again.